What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Monday's 7-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, Yahoo, and maybe FanDuel, because FanDuel just doesn't post their contests ahead of time anymore. You know what? Maybe we'll get it here while we're taping this, but we can't wait forever. So we're going to just go forward here with Yahoo and DraftKings. FanDuel, if you're listening to us, please start posting your contests earlier like everybody else. Please and thank you, because it's not like we're not going to have value or an eternal amount of it anyway here. But Ryan, how are you doing on this NFL Sunday?
It's another NFL Sunday in the books, and it was another frenzy. Joe Burrow to T. Higgins.
Your highest owned quarterback, so, no big deal.
One of my highest owned, yeah. But it was just like everyone went there. It felt like a lot of people were on that stack. And
not me. Here's the thing. I didn't get to him as quarterback. I played a ton of T. Higgins, which was good, but he wasn't in the lineups that I needed him to be in, specifically that $250 on FanDuel, specifically that $20 on Yahoo. I needed all the T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd getting that second touchdown taken away. That was unenjoyable for sure.
Yeah, that was a game changer. I had quite a bit of Tyler Boyd as well in these Burrow stacks. I didn't have any Burrow triple stacks, which would have been wild. But as he throws for 525 yards, I find out Greg Monroe's back in the league. So welcome to a health and safety protocols filled NBA slate yet again.
/G League / Slovakian League / I don't know, Turkish League MVP. Şengün, that's our boy. But
that's disrespectful to Şengün.
I'm just saying he's in the first game of the night here. Again, breaking down this 7-gamer. We were looking through some stuff. Looking forward to talking this one. Again, this is a nice one because similar to, a lot of the best slates, I think for me, the ones that I've done the best at, have staggered starts with the game time. So we have a 7 p.m. Eastern time lock time. The next game starts at 7:30. The next game starts at 8. The next game starts at 8:30. Are you sensing a trend? The next game starts at 9. The next game starts at 10. And then the last game starts at 10:30. Literally 7 games with no identical lock times. Isn't that pretty crazy, Ryan?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. And that's going to be a late swap extravaganza. Say goodbye to any other plans you have for the rest of the night.
I was going to say there's no 2-hour gap to record the NBA Slate Starter on a Monday night here. We're going to be by our computers working, doing our DFS stuff all the way up until then. And again, that helps us be better at our analyst job here, at being able to make a podcast that is very beneficial to you. And if you enjoy what we do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Also, I know I promised a giveaway before Christmas. We're going to do it for New Year's, and I promise I will not forget. Nobody even brought it up to me, which is kind of sad. Hold me accountable, YouTube. Hold me accountable, Twitter. Go ahead, do it. But I promise that I'm going to be doing the giveaway for 5-star reviews. If you have 5-star reviews, we're going to randomly put them into a randomizer. I will draw it while we're doing this for the New Year's edition. Because, obviously we'll be recording this next week for whatever that Monday episode is. So 1 week from tonight, I will do a drawing for 2 free months of Awesemo Plus Platinum on Eric Lindquist. That's going to be me. That is going to be my gift to the people. So there you go, Ryan. How does that sound?
Wow, you're feeling awfully generous.
I am. I'm a generous individual.
I have a gift for people who might want to sign up. Stay tuned for New Year's Day. I'll be dropping a special promo for those people who are interested in joining the Awesemo Plus family.
You just had to one-up me. That's what that was. All right. Well, let's get to it again. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on FanDuel. If that gets posted, we'll cover it. But otherwise, for this episode, we're looking at DraftKings. We're looking at our sponsor, Yahoo. Thank you so much to them for their sponsorship. The best site you could possibly be playing at. The only site that I'm going to be profitable on for NFL today. You know why? The 20K or the 200K overlay contest, the $20 best contest in the industry. Plus, I just randomly had a good lineup in that $1 and it just overlaid by like 60,000 people, including the negative 900% management fee. I have no idea. Yahoo, keep the lights on. We love you. But hey, Ryan, you ready to get going, my friend?
That's right.
That's right. To the top end. Guard, James Harden up there, 11-2. Damian Lillard, 11-1. Zach LaVine, 9,600. LaMelo Ball, 9,500. All of them back in our lives. But the big news that I'm going to start with here, DeJounte Murray entered safety protocols here today. Be on the lookout for Spurs. Generally, when it bites one, it bites a lot. That's kind of how it's worked here. But Derek White is going to be a very, very popular piece, especially depending on how he plays tonight. But regardless, he's 6,500. He's going to be extremely, extremely underpriced. He's already projected like close to 6x around the industry here tonight. we'll see how he plays, but he's going to be a huge talking point of guard here. But talk to me about some of your favorite options here on DraftKings.
James Harden. I mean, the guy was amazing on Christmas Day. And he came in a little bit lower on than I expected that he might be.
We also got news Kevin Durant and LaMarcus Aldridge will be out for tomorrow already. That came through like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, 11-2 versus a very depleted Clipper team, except Harden to continue to carve up that defense. And Harden was amazing, and I think he'll be amazing yet again at that price tag. So I like going to Harden for sure. I think in another opportunity to spend all the way down with the COVID protocols to DeJounte Murray. I like going to Trey Jones at $3,200. I think a lot of people who don't know who he is, he's Tyus Jones' brother. Trey Jones out of Duke is talented. I think he's just buried in the depth chart there. And at $3,200, he can open up a lot of things for you. That's just spending all the way down. Now just go back in the middle. I believe a lot of Portland is now in health and safety protocols. So expect Dame Lillard to continue to use that usage. I believe at 10-1 is a great price tag to go to. I don't mind that. Dylan Brooks entered health and safety protocols in Memphis. Ja Morant, sub 9K. Tough Phoenix matchup, but Ja Morant has tournament winning upside. It's going to be an interesting slate. A lot of new guys entering health and safety protocols, so it can reconfigure is what a rotation is going to look like, and just being on the right side of things will help out. With no Brooks, John Conchar might get some extra minutes. In Atlanta, I believe who entered health and safety? A couple guys entered.
Kongwu.
No, John Collins entered health and safety protocols.
Yes, that's
today.
who it was.
And I believe Jalen Johnson as well. They're running super thin in the front court now. Very, very thin in the front court. They have enough guys. Not enough guys. They have more than a handful of guys that can handle the rock. So the backcourt's not as appealing. We'll touch on those guys in the front court, but there have been definitely a lot of moving parts with health and safety protocols over the last 36 hours or so.
Yeah, it's been absolutely bonkers here. I really don't know what to say. I mean, so much changes, and we've said this a lot where it's like, hey, make sure you're paying attention to Live Before Lock, to Deeper Dive, to everything that we have for our programming in the afternoon. But right now, it is impossible to be tracking all of this by yourself and not feel crazy overwhelmed. And, where we get our news God in the premium Discord, props to him, props to everybody who does news, because my God, it has been absolutely insane. No question about it. So be on the lookout for all of these things popping up throughout the day. The slate is constantly changing. It's constantly evolving, but you touched on Memphis. Memphis is part of this Sunday slate, which, is going on. And Desmond Bane, John Concher. Concher had a really nice start to the game here in the first half. We'll see how he ends up finishing this game. But legitimately, lots of pieces there from Memphis that really stick out. Desmond Bane, 6K. Again, salary is going to matter more because it seems like we have more studs on this slate than what we had available to us on today's slate, that being Sunday. So looking at Monday here, James Harden, 11-2. He's premium. Damian Lillard, 10-1, premium. You don't have all of those studs. We had Embiid and Jokic, and they played center position where there were other good plays today, and not really any spend-ups elsewhere. So we're looking at those kind of being your premium guys to get to here. I'm excited to, also roster a little bit of our friend over here in Dallas. He just keeps doing it. Jalen Brunson, 7,700, 36 minutes. Wasn't even that efficient from the field, 40% shooting on 10 for 25 in a tough Jazz spot. Portland is not a tough spot. So Jalen Brunson here, depending on how everything lands here, it looks like you got Doncic, Hardaway Jr., everybody continuing to be out there. We saw what he's capable of here multiple times now already. And Frank Ntilikina, 4,100. He's not the most appealing dude, but he's playing 34-plus minutes every single time out now. 32, 38, and 34 that we're looking at. That's a good enough minutes allotment that you got to be projecting in mid-20s, and that's going to make him look nice even at 4,100, even though I'm going to hope that I don't have to be rostering a bunch of him if he's, something that other people want to be rostering. Not the most upside play. Anything else to add at guard?
No, I think you nailed it. I mean, it's going to move a lot as news breaks throughout the day tomorrow afternoon, but I think highlight that DeJounte Murray being out is a huge, huge development in San Antonio. So just want to highlight that. Another guy we should be also touching on is Lonnie Walker is going to get a ton of minutes as well. $4,200, I think, is someone you can definitely be targeting at the guard position on DK.
Yep, I didn't like him on this slate simply because Toronto existed, Detroit existed today, that being Sunday. I think that, looking at these San Antonio guys is very appealing on this slate so far, the way that it looks like. And, if you want to even go to Portland, again, Portland just had a bunch of dudes that got added to the COVID list here. Obviously, CJ McCollum is continuing to be out here as well. So maybe you can mine out some scoring there at the guard position, but that's going to be more at forward. I think we'll be discussing them because ain't no way that I'm going to be playing any Tony Snell or something like that. Ready to talk some Yahoo.
Let's do it.
All right, the guard position over there on the top end, James Harden is $50. So you got a $2 bump from Christmas Day. That's not enough. I want James Harden at $50 on Yahoo, where, you're paying 25% of your budget to get James Harden, but that's a lot of raw points to be putting into a lineup. So I like James Harden a lot. Surprise. LaMelo Ball, $45. For me, it comes down to what's his usage going to look like. And obviously that Denver deal, I don't really know what to make of LaMelo Ball all the time here. He got in some foul trouble here the last 2 games. That's limited some of the minutes here. 33 and 25 is what I'm looking at. That's not ideal. And they had the entire Charlotte team close out the bench, closed out that game in the win. Ish Smith played really, really well. And they're like, screw it, just keep going. And they beat Denver in a come from behind fashion. That was a ridiculous game. John Morant there at $40. That stands out big time with Dylan Brooks and company gone. Zach LaVine, $39. Damian Lillard, $39. Top end looks really, really appealing to be paying up for here on where am I at? Yahoo, our sponsor. That seems important to talk about. But Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown really played well the other night on Christmas Day. I thought he was on his way to smashing that slate. Then Tatum took over, Robert Williams took over, so on and so forth. Still looks good there at $30. But who sticks out to you on Yahoo tomorrow?
Yeah, and Yahoo, I've been liking to be able to spend down quite a bit. So that's a spot where that sticks out immediately. Lonzo Ball entering health and safety protocols. My eyes go to Kobe White, $12 over there. I think that's a pretty solid price tag. Ntilikina at $10 is another one that I've been eyeing. No more Paul George. It's going to be interesting what the rotation looks like there, who gets the most usage spread around. It's going to be the Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard show. It might be the Eric Bledsoe show some nights as well. Bledsoe is expensive at 17 for his upside of late, but I think targeting him in long shot tournament options makes a lot of sense. I love spending up to Harden. I think there'll be enough value to jam him in. If you don't, I think saving $11 to Lillard makes a lot of sense as well.
I agree. There's really nothing to add there. Looking at the cheap end, I suppose you can talk about guys like Marcus Smart, who should see an increased role here. Dennis Schroeder. I mean, not that he ever had any kind of a question to his role. Marcus Smart got paid way too much money to do what he's doing. But Marcus Smart, $21 here. Patrick Beverley's back, so Malik Beasley's far less appealing. I'm assuming Patrick Beverley just comes in and starts right away. So not a whole lot to mine out from that game here for me, other than trying to target some upside with like a guy at Jaylen Brown, who at $30 compared to his tags at other places, that's probably the only site that I'm really looking at rostering him. But there's a reason that I love Yahoo so much. And you know what that is, Ryan? Boom. New Yahoo users get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Deposit $10 or more. $10 will end up being the entry to be able to get a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum right now. If you're a new user, if you haven't checked out Yahoo, simply deposit $10 or more, play in a paid contest, and you will get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum completely free to you. Every sport behind the paywall, not just NBA, but NFL, MMA, NHL, all the goods for you just by checking it out. And I've listed off so many of these tournaments. They're just ridiculous. The amount of money that Yahoo's just putting into your pocket to go play, they're incentivizing you to play there every day. And I'm certainly enjoying it. It's been really, really profitable. I know you will too. Again, that's what happens when there's negative management fees, when they're paying you so much overlay to try out the site. And then most of their main contests, 12% as opposed to 16, 17% rake that you're seeing on the bigger sites on DK, FanDuel. So check out Yahoo. Stop guessing, start winning, and join us at Awesemo Plus 2. It doesn't get any better or any easier than this. All right, let's jump on over to the forward spot. I'm still seeing nothing on FanDuel. I apologize. Hopefully this isn't a recurring theme here. If we have to adjust some stuff, we have to adjust some stuff. But such is life here. We'll be able to cover FanDuel. And of course, we're going to have tons of information on that live before lock show. So we're going to have you all covered there. But to the forward position here, we've got Kevin Durant, Doncic, and George out. So Paul George out was a massive piece of news here for today's slate. Obviously the Clippers are going to look really nice on this slate because they're all sub 6K for the most part. Nobody has been priced to have Paul George out there, and they get a Brooklyn matchup, which should be up in pace here. We've got Bledsoe, Mann, Kennard that are all guard eligible. They're all going to be projecting 5X plus, all going to be guys that are decent, not anybody standing out above the rest. But at the forward spot, there's a guy, Justice Winslow, down there. There's other pieces that we can try to make a thing here. But just kind of pointing out that, on today's slate Sunday, not as appealing, but going to be more appealing tomorrow, it looks like. But the top spend up, Jason Tatum, 10-4 at the forward position. Zach LaVine has small forward eligibility, 9,600, so long as you continue to have, at least somebody out there in that spot. Zach LaVine, with Lonzo Ball being out there, is a little bit more appealing to me against Atlanta. Jaylen Brown, 9,300. I said I didn't like his tags other places. And DeMar DeRozan, 9,200, power forward only. But the prize jewel, it looks like, because he just came back and played 34 minutes right away and almost tried to win them a game in Utah, is Kristaps Porzingis at 8,600. I bet he's expensive. I bet he's popular, but I don't really care. I love him. Do you?
Yeah, I think Porzingis is a great opportunity to take advantage of. No issues going there. But it's forward is an interesting spot. I mean, there's not that many guys that I'm all about. I think you can always spend up for Tatum, but he's going to be super low owned. It's just the nature of who Jason Tatum is. A lot of the public thinks he's good, but doesn't like playing him in for fantasy. It's always interesting. His ownership is always low for the upside he has. Porzingis against Portland, he should eat. 8,600 has 50-point upside, and I think he's just, $1,000 too cheap for his upside in this matchup. So I like going to Porzingis in this situation. If you want to spend down a little bit more, Norm Powell with a shorthanded Portland team. I know they had they signed some 10-day contracts. I think those guys will be emergency use contracts. I mean, unlike the Lakers, I don't expect these guys to just showcase them in the middle of the game. If you want to spend down a little bit, I think Naz Reid sticks out quite a bit. With no Karl Anthony Towns, his cat enters health and safety protocols. I think we can go to a $5,600 Naz Reid just simply because he has to play a ton of minutes. They did sign Greg Monroe. I expect Monroe just to be the backup, not to take up a significant amount of minutes. So Naz Reid definitely sticks out to me. Makes a lot of sense to take some chances there for sure. Sorry?
No, I was going to add Keldon Johnson into the mix because Keldon Johnson is smashing. And Keldon Johnson, without DeJounte Murray, is going to smash. Olympic gold medalist Keldon Johnson.
That is correct. And I think another guy you can take some chances on is also Devin Vassell in that same game.
I would agree. Devin Vassell, put him into the mix. Man, so Cleveland's now up 32. That was quick. It was 10 at halftime. Now they're up 32, 4 minutes in. Kevin Love almost up to 40 here. Ricky Rubio, one of my highest owned guards. I'm not going to get blowout run. That's sad. He's got 33 right now. I mean, just what an absolute smash for Cleveland playing a depleted Toronto team that can't even take anybody off the floor. You can't even take them off the floor because they have to play only 8 active bodies. What a world we live in. But yeah, wanted to say Spurs, San Antonio. Kate Bates Diop sounds stupid, but he played 27 minutes, put up a 30 burger. So yeah, we're going to be taking shots on him too, right? Right?
If he starts, but I will be willing to look elsewhere. I mean, we just got word on the Clippers starting lineup for tonight. They're going to go Jackson, Mann, Kennard, Batum, and Zubac. I wouldn't mind taking some chances on some of those forward guys, guys like Kennard or Terrence Mann. What
about Winslow coming off the bench? He's going to have to play an increased role.
Yeah, if I don't know, this was good at one point, and now he just sucks. I have no idea. He's been never. These coaches don't trust him. I think the lack of him being able to shoot as well, but there was times he had towards the end of the season last year for Memphis, he showed the ability to shoot. So hopefully we'll get to see a Justice Winslow showcase. I do think he's talented, can defend, can facilitate. So yeah, I don't mind that. I think it's a great target to go to, Justice Winslow.
Just thinking about him because he's a human being in the world. Lefty from Duke, played in Miami for a long time, played in Memphis. Well, actually, no, he didn't play in Memphis would be the right way of saying it. I mean, he was there. He had a cup. Well, I mean, he had lots of cups of coffee on the bench. That's the right way of saying it. But yeah, definitely going to be some of those forwards guys. I mean, I just wonder what the minutes are going to look like for Batum. Also, what I love doing is reading into the narrative on a back-to-back like this. Maybe they do one thing and then switch it up. Boston Jr. Boston Jr., 23 minutes back-to-back. They're going to need somebody to score the basketball here for the Clippers, and I'm just saying he's 3,300. I love this dude. You love this dude. Everybody loves this dude. He's fun to watch. I'm going to go watch him. That's literally what I'm doing tonight. So I'm going to be go watching Brandon Boston, hopefully put up some points here for my showdown lineups because, well, actually, there's no way to get different. You just play Jokic at the captain spot. I digress. Let's move ourselves along here to Yahoo, top of the forward position over there. Jason Tatum, 46, DeMar DeRozan, 38, Kristaps Porzingis, 37. All a little bit of overpays, but I think we're going to have the ability and the flexibility to pay up for whoever the heck we want here on this slate. Dorian Finney-Smith was sick. Now he's back here. I suppose we should have probably incorporated him into that. He's at $20 over against Portland here tomorrow. He's 5,800. I mean, you're just looking at a massive minutes allotment for him. He's been playing like 40 minutes a game when he's healthy. So put him into the mix of dudes you can maybe take a shot on at $20 on Yahoo. But who really sticks out to you the most here in the aftermath of this Portland news, where all of these other dudes are kind of being added to the COVID list as well?
Yeah.
Covington specifically.
Sorry?
Covington being sick, right? Covington was the guy who got added.
Yeah, I think Covington was the guy who got added to health and safety protocols.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. With these health and safety protocols, you'd like to get in one game, but that only one game is all you might get in terms of getting that rotation right. So it's going to be tough in the front court rotation. So I'm just going to stick to the guys who I trust usually. I mean, I'm just going to my eyes immediately go to Nurkic. I think Nurkic just solidifies more minutes for him at the center position potentially. So that's something that I'll be definitely going to. But other guys who have forward eligibility, I think we need to be looking at. We touched on Devin Vassell. Larry Nance Jr. might get some extra minutes sprinkled his way as well. I don't mind that. We saw James Johnson play a rotation run, quite a bit of rotational run over Blake Griffin in the second half in the game against the Lakers. They played better when Blake Griffin was on the floor. Blake Griffin didn't play much in the second half. I'm not sure if it was performance or fatigue. It could be a combination of both. But other guys that spend down, I think Bruce Brown Jr. I think is going to be very popular at $11. Played really, really well last time out. And Cam Reddish, I think, is someone we should be going to as well.
All righty, Cam Reddish. I was going to throw him into the mix as well. Atlanta, still looking at the old same Atlanta situation here at the forward spot. And now with Collins added to it, it becomes even more dire for them. Again, your value is just going to be easy to come by here. And, you know, if you click on power forward over on DK, all it says is out next to every name. That's all you see is the word out.
Everyone's out.
Yeah, if you click on it, do it right now. I want the live reaction. It's not that fun. It's just something that I'm pointing out.
No, that happened the other night as well, right? I mean, it's been happening night and night again.
It's absurd. Terrence Mann up to $19 over on Yahoo. That's pretty nuts too. But again, it all makes sense going to some of these guys here. But yeah, Cam Reddish, $13. Absolute smash. That's going to be impossible to get away from. I feel that in my... Yeah, what am I saying? I don't know. Let's get to center here. Let's round it out here. Man, weird. FanDuel still does not have stuff posted here. This is just nuts to me. Hopefully at some point in time, they can start posting it earlier so that we can, live our lives, Ryan. We want to live our lives too. No, we don't.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, there have been nights where it doesn't come out till like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, it's just so frustrating. Whatever. We're going to round it out here, baby. We're going to go to the center position. Again, we can talk about them. You're just not going to be able to look at the salary implications of each one. We can talk about our favorites, and I think our favorites are going to be pretty identical here at the center spot. Rudy Gobert, 9,100. Obviously, Cat out, so you don't have that super spend up on DK. Vooch at 9K. Capella, 8,300. Christian Wood, 8,200. DeAndre Ayton down to 7,700. I will play a crazy amount of DeAndre Ayton at 7,700. How about you?
Yeah. Jay Crowder entered health and safety protocols, as did Elfrid Payton. DeAndre Ayton is someone who I rostered heavily on Christmas Day slate. He started off the game amazing, and then he just missed a couple easy layups, and a lot of the rebounds just didn't go his way. I think he was well onto a 2015 game against Golden State. If they played through him, I believe they win the game, but it just got away from them. Yeah, I think going to 8 makes a lot of sense. I love going to Nurkic 6,900 against the Dallas team. Naz Reid we touched on. I think those guys make a lot of sense as well. Over there in Memphis, didn't Did Steven Adams also enter health and safety protocols?
Is that something that happened? I didn't see that at all. Maybe he did. Did it just happen? Because I didn't see it.
Let me just make sure.
99% sure that he's in, but nothing would surprise me anymore.
No, Steven Adams is fine. Steven
Yeah.
Adams is fine. Sorry. I think someone who had a great finish in the Christmas Day game, I think, is Nick Claxton, 4,900.
Okay.
Played a lot of minutes. I think that going to him makes a lot of sense as well. If you want to spend up, I mean, you can easily spend up to some of these guys, but Nurkic stands out to me. Christian Wood has the upside to be a top 3 scorer on the slate, so I think you should have interest in him against one of his former teams, against Charlotte. Don't mind that. And you touched on Gobert earlier. I mean, Gobert has been a stud, I think. Well on his way to another All-Star selection this season. He's been really impressive.
The year is 2021. We don't have to worry about Greg Monroe and the player pool on DK. Thank you, Jesus. That's all I had to say, is that I didn't want to even think about it. Is he going to start tomorrow?
No, I hope. Okay. I don't think so.
Good
That'd be wild. Over Naz Reid. Naz Reid's been starting. Right?
It would be really, really wild. Oh, Aaron Gordon now doubtful here for this evening. That is fascinating. Lots of things happening in the NBA streets and NFL streets. Just keep an eye on news all the time. Let's head on over to center and round this out here at the top end of Yahoo. This is a quick one. Again, this is a nice tight 30. Then again, we are generally aiming for 30 minutes is kind of the goal, and we generally go like 50. So this is our Christmas gift to ourselves. It's actually a Christmas gift to me so that I can, get out of here. But here we go. Center spot, Rudy Gobert, $39. Vooch, 33. Christian Wood, 32. DeAndre Ayton, 28. Capella, 27. Jakob Poeltl, 24. Robert Williams, 23. We didn't talk about Robert Williams, but Al Horford's going to be back, so don't roster Robert Williams because that seems to it's like kryptonite. That's what Al Horford is to Robert Williams' fantasy production. It's just coming in and, hey, you can't get rebounds anymore, so there's that. Yusuf Nurkic, $22. Maybe he's the guy who ends up continuing to play 33 minutes a night. He hasn't done much here with 33 minutes a night lately, but no Covington. At least that's not somebody for a small ball 5 situation. Like, I legitimately like Nurk at $22, which is weird to say. Feel like I haven't said that forever, but who sticks out to you on Yahoo to round it out?
It's just Naz Reid, $12. I mean,
holy crap.
Say less, right? I guess Naz Reid at that price tag, you can roster him, and then on the other side, you can go to a guy like Nurkic or DeAndre Ayton. Makes a lot of sense to me. You can even spend up a little bit. I think Zubac is a play that we should be targeting with no Paul George. I hope he gets some extra minutes out of this lost season for the Clippers at this point. I mean, there's no reason to bring back Kawhi Leonard if Paul George is going to be out for an extended period of time. It's just a lost season. Other guys, I think you can take some chances on. Nick Claxton at 17 will be low owned, has some upside if he's going to get high 20s minutes, which is definitely possible. He's been impressive. Him and Harden have that repertoire built in. I mean, Harden loves the ability to lob off the pick and roll there. And it's just what Harden did with Capella, Harden did with Dwight Howard, Harden did with DeAndre Jordan, Harden is now doing it with Nick Claxton. Yeah, so which is really, it's been nice to see that develop in a short period of time. Outside of that, no real reason. I think Gorgui Dieng is another guy who's going to play a lot of minutes. I think we might even see Gorgui Dieng at the 4 just because the lack of front court depth they have with no John Collins. And Gorgui Dieng did play the 4 for the longest time with Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota. So we might see that happen yet again in 2021 into 2022. Gorgui Dieng returns to the 4.
I got a guy that I need you because I probably would not know who he was otherwise. Marko Simonovic. Is he somebody that we should be looking at from Atlanta? Again, you said lack of front court depth. You said Gorgui Dieng. Well, the only other guy, I mean, Jahlil Okafor isn't there with the team, is he?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, so then
Simonovic was on the Bulls Summer League roster, I'm pretty sure, but
that's why I'm saying there's only one person on planet Earth
did he get
that would know who that
Atlanta?
was. Yeah, I think so. I'm looking. No, he's Chicago. You're right, Chicago.
Yeah.
Shucky
I played him in Summer League.
They're going to have to bring up Okafor, right? Or Hamilton, one of those two centers. Johnny Hamilton's the other guy.
I don't know what they're going to do. They just
Capella and Dieng for 48 minutes.
Oh man, Capella was so gassed the other night.
He was
Christmas Day,
dead.
he was super tired. I have honestly no idea. So I just think Gorgie Jang's going to have to play a lot of the floor because of the situation, and Capella's going to be asked to play a lot of minutes himself as well. So I think he's fine to go to as in a matchup versus Chicago. But damn, I mean, dare do I see Cam Reddish at the 5 tomorrow? I mean, it could happen, but they'll sign someone and they'll just throw him in the mix. I mean, this is kind of what's been happening. Like we saw the Lakers throw Darren Collison, literally was on the couch and played 15, 18 minutes. Stanley Johnson had signed a 10-day with the Bulls, did not play for the Bulls, and then now signed with the Lakers, and he played closing minutes. So I have no idea who's going to close tomorrow for the Hawks. I mean, it could be easily Zhang and Capella, but they could easily move up Bogdanovich or Cam Reddish at the 4 and go super small. I mean, it's going to be tough to predict what happens.
I just don't even know anymore. Cam Reddish is going to play an eternal amount of minutes. They have some guard depth. Play Lance Stevenson at the 4. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, Lance going to make you dance for sure, but I'm not sure what to expect from Lance Stevenson.
Hey, at least
the
closing lineup for Chicago, I mean, other than Vooch, where you put Zhang and one of him on, at least in this scenario, and it's fun to talk about, like DeMar DeRozan's going to be playing the 4. That's manageable for them.
Yeah, I think today they started Kobe White, right? Yeah, Kobe White,
yep.
Javonte Green, and then DeRozan, and then Vooch, and who else did they start? The starting lineup had come out. I missed it. Yeah, Levine.
Levine. Yeah, obviously. There we go. All right, everybody. That was the FanDuel edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. FanDuel, get your lineups out earlier so that we can cover your stuff because we want to. That's what we want to do. Oh, my God. Literally, as I say that, nope, it's still not there. I thought it refreshed and it was there. It's not. But you know what? We will make sure that we get to them from now on. This is kind of an outlier situation. So we've got DraftKings Yahoo, our sponsor Yahoo. Got to give them more attention. 2 sites where you can play 2 centers. That's always useful as well, as opposed to FanDuel where, power forward, center. I suppose you get 3 of them at this point in time. But hey, Ryan, any final words for the people?
Yeah. Stay safe. It's the final week of the calendar year. So fire away.
Yeah. Just go party or do whatever. I don't care. I mean, I care. I care about everybody. I want you to all stay safe and healthy and do all the right things. Do that because, whatever. It's just ridiculous out there right now. The world is insane. Please stay healthy. Everybody I know is getting sick and just maybe stay home, kick it. Or if you want to go out, go out. I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully you guys win.
I love that. He's right. He's funny. I'm Eric. I'm not. We'll see you later.